The up the neck section of backup in the book starts with page 85. And if you look over at page 86, you'll see the standard roll patterns again. Now these are really effective backup. They're great for vocals, they're great for in the middle of a song when you want to add a surge of energy to it without actually speeding the song up. They provide kind of a counter melody with the fiddle even when you move up the neck if you've been playing on the deeper tones earlier. So it's the roll patterns up here are very valuable. Usually with the forward roll you'll be playing, not always, but the F position. Well, I might put this opposite. The F position almost always uses the forward roll. So you'll start with your thumb, and you can either start with your 4th string. I'm playing the G chord at the 17th fret. And you'll emphasize your middle finger in that roll pattern. Now, I'm not going to cover all the roll patterns here, but I will touch on this. If you'll look at page 87, you'll notice the left thumb wraps around on the 14th fret when you're playing the G chord up there at 17, 15, 16, and 17. So you can use your thumb for color. Now you can go down to the C chord at 10, ring fingers on 10, this is in the F position, and stretch, and get your thumb over on that 7th fret. It's hard for me to do it, but you can see that the forward roll gives you that neat sound. It just puts a lot of drive into your music. Now if you'll look over at page 88, we get into a little 2-pattern variation. And look at the second line. The first line is just your straightforward roll, really. Well, actually, I guess that first pattern has the syncopation. So that would be your basic 2-measure G chord or F position pattern. Doesn't have to be the G. Here it is on the F. D, A. You need to know exactly where to jump for the chords and just keep that roll going. But that two-finger pattern is real effective. Then the second example to the right of that one adds that thumb down 1 fret lower in pitch than your basic chord position. Then in the second line, you again have that. It just leaves off the last note. Now that's kind of a rhythmic variation. And then the second example just uses the thumb. And like I say, you can do that for every chord and play all the way through. So practice these chord progressions that are in the book just to get used to linking smoothly one chord with another while your right hand keeps the rolls going. Now if you'll look on page 90, we get into the D position. And again, this is that same pattern I've brought up several times in relation to the C and the D chord. That's a variation of the mixed roll, and it's a real important backup roll. Notice from the examples it can be used for C, D, E, any chord when you play that D shape. And again, go through the chord progression. The up the neck licks are one of the most exciting things you can play in the bluegrass style when you're playing backup. They really add a surge of energy and a lot of excitement. You can use just one of them in a song just to emphasize a certain passage, or you can just string them together according to the chords for the song. Each lick works from a definite, like either the F position shape or the D position shape or perhaps the bar position, but you need to learn it with relation to that. And you need to realize that like if you want to play a certain one for the C chord, then it's going to work out of the F position. For example, you've got to head right for that F position C chord to start into that lick. And it's The other good thing about these licks is you can play them for every single chord. You're not limited to just one chord like you are on the deep tone licks, because they do work from a closed pattern. Okay, let's look at these close up.